The driveway to my lake house crunched under my tires as I pulled in, headlights slicing across the still water of Lake Martin, Alabama, 2025. I wasn't supposed to be here. A late coding project had kept me in Birmingham, but a canceled deadline sent me home early, unannounced. My chest tightened as I saw every window glowing, shadows dancing inside my sanctuary. No one should have been here. I'm Marcus Tate, 34, a self-taught software engineer who clawed my way from nothing to this lake house, my proof that years of sacrifice meant something. But that night, I learned betrayal doesn't shout. It slinks, silent and deadly through the cracks of your own home. I fumbled for my keys, the silver biting into my trembling palm. The lock refused to turn, as if the house itself rejected me. Laughter, shrill, careless, spilled through the door, followed by bass rattling the windows. I knocked, heart pounding like a war drum. The door swung open, and there stood my sister, Celine, 29, mascara smeared, wine glass dangling between manicured fingers. Her smile was venomous. "Marcus, what are you doing here?" Behind her, a swarm of bodies, cousins, uncles, strangers, lounged on my furniture, bottles sweating on my oak tables, smoke curling in the air. "This is my house," I whispered, throat knotted. Celine leaned against the doorframe, eyes glinting. "No room left? Sleep in your car." The door slammed, the lock clicking like a gunshot. I stood frozen, my useless key cutting into my hand. The lake house, my dream, paid in full with no debt, was my refuge from a childhood of ramen dinners, torn secondhand coats, and 60-hour weeks debugging code for startups that didn't care. I'd built it from nothing, the first grocery trip without checking my balance, the first apartment with my name on the lease, and finally, this lake house, its cedar walls a testament to my grind. But my family saw it as spoils, not sacrifice. It started small, $50 to mom for utilities, $100 for Kai's rent when his DJ gigs fell short. But 50 became 500, then thousands. Tuition for Celine's art school, car repairs for dad, groceries for all. Gratitude soured into entitlement. "Must be nice," Celine sneered once, eyeing my clearance rack jacket. Kai laughed about eating instant noodles after I paid his rent so he could buy festival passes. Mom's soft words cut deepest. "They just wish they had your opportunities." Opportunities? As if I hadn't bled for every one. I'd invited them to the lake house last summer, hoping they'd see my pride. Instead, Celine claimed the guest room. "This one's mine." And Mom asked for a key for emergencies. I handed it over, ignoring the twist in my gut. Months later, I noticed odd charges, gas, takeout, a bar tab on my accounts. Celine brushed it off. "You can afford it." Kai shrugged, "Normal wear and tear." When I found cigarette burns on my sofa, Mom sighed, "Don't be dramatic." They weren't guests, they were invaders. That night, standing outside my own home, I saw the truth. They'd copied the key, turned my sanctuary into their playground. Inside, pizza boxes rotted on counters, bottles littered my floors, and strangers sprawled on my couch. Mom appeared, her voice calm, bored. "I made a copy before giving the key back. Just in case." Celine raised her glass, smirking. "No room left." The door slammed again, the bass shaking my bones. I drove back to my Birmingham apartment, rage and grief warring inside. My laptop glowed as I pulled up my accounts. Years of payments to them, rent, tuition, utilities. I canceled them all. Transfer disabled. Autopay stopped. My money, my life, stayed mine. By dawn, I'd hired a locksmith to change the lake house locks and installed cameras with real-time feeds. The app pinged, motion detected. Celine, Kai, and a dozen others milled inside, oblivious. I called a lawyer, then the police, reporting trespassing and unauthorized key duplication. "It's my property," I said. "They have no right." The next day I returned with officers. Celine's smirk vanished as they ordered everyone out. Kai protested, "It's just a party." Mom pleaded, "Marcus, they're family." But the footage showed the truth. Strangers trashing my home, Celine handing out drinks like she owned the place. The police cleared them out, issuing warnings for trespassing. I found my key copy in Mom's purse, her face flushed with shame. "We thought you wouldn't mind," she mumbled. I didn't reply. The fallout was swift. Celine's calls came first, furious, then tearful. "You're cutting us off? Over a house?" Kai texted, "You're selfish, man." Mom left voicemails, her voice trembling. "We're family, Marcus." I didn't answer. My lawyer sent cease and desist letters, citing property laws and financial abuse. I audited my accounts, uncovering thousands in unauthorized charges, Celine's shopping sprees, Kai's business ventures. I filed for restitution, freezing their access to my credit lines. Weeks later, I sat in the lake house, now quiet, the air clean of smoke. New furniture replaced the scarred pieces, but the silence held weight. I'd lost more than money, family, trust, the illusion of loyalty. Social media buzzed with their complaints. Marcus turned his back on us. But friends who knew the truth rallied, one sending a message, "They used you. You did what you had to." I hired a property manager to rent the lake house, its income now funding a scholarship for kids like me. Hungry, overlooked, determined. Celine moved back with Mom, her art dreams stalled. Kai's DJ gigs dried up without my subsidies. Mom stopped calling, her silence louder than her excuses. I'm rebuilding, new projects, a coding bootcamp mentorship, a life unburdened by their greed. That night outside my own door taught me, loyalty without boundaries is chains. Silence doesn't earn respect, it invites theft. I stood as a stranger then, but I walked away the owner of my home, my worth, and my future.